She said, "I don't want a prenup. If you love me, you'll trust me." I said, "You're absolutely right." Then I sold everything and put it all in an offshore trust. What my attorney explained to her changed everything. Original post: I, 38 male, am writing this from a hotel room, watching my entire life implode in real time. 3 months ago, I was planning my wedding. Now, I'm planning my exit strategy. Met Jessica, 33, 2 years ago at a charity gala. She was gorgeous, charming, worked in pharmaceutical sales, made good money, drove a nice BMW, seemed to have her life together. We clicked instantly. I should mention, I sold my tech startup 5 years ago. Not Facebook money, but enough that I could retire if I lived modestly. About $4.2 million after taxes. I kept working as a consultant, lived in a normal house, drove a Tesla, but nothing flashy. Most people didn't know about the sale. Jessica knew. I told her 6 months in, when things got serious. She took it well, said she was relieved I wasn't after her money. We laughed about it. Fast forward to 3 months ago. I proposed, she said yes, started planning the wedding. Then the prenup conversation came up. We should probably get a prenup. Standard stuff, protecting both our assets. Her face changed instantly. Jessica, a prenup? Seriously? If you loved me, you wouldn't need a legal document. It's just practical. You have assets too. My assets. I have a car loan and $30,000 in savings. You have millions. This is about you not trusting me. The conversation escalated. She cried. Called her mom, who called me to say I was breaking her daughter's heart with my greed. Called her friends, who started texting me about how real love doesn't need contracts. Then Jessica hit me with the ultimatum. If you make me sign a prenup, I'll know you never really loved me. I'll call off the wedding. I sat there, looking at her tear-stained face and made a decision. You're absolutely right, I said. If I really love you, I should trust you completely. She hugged me, called me her soulmate, posted on social media about how we were choosing love over lawyers. That night, while she was celebrating with wine and planning wedding flowers, I called my attorney. I need to liquidate everything and set up an offshore trust. Immediately. Update 1, my attorney, let's call him Robert, thought I was having a breakdown. You want to do what? Sell everything. The house, the investments, everything. Put it in an irrevocable offshore trust. That's extreme and expensive. You'll take huge tax hits. How much will I have left? After penalties and taxes, maybe $2.8 million. I mean, do it. Here's what people don't understand about offshore trusts. If structured correctly, they're completely legal, but basically untouchable in divorce proceedings. The key word is irrevocable. Once it's in there, even I can't just take it back. I'd become a beneficiary of my own trust, receiving a modest monthly payment. Over the next 6 weeks, while Jessica was picking out wedding dresses, I was systematically dismantling my entire financial life. Sold the house to a cash buyer, told Jessica I was downsizing for us. Liquidated all stocks and bonds, cashed out my 401k, massive penalties but worth it. Even sold my Tesla and bought a used Honda. Jessica was thrilled about the house sale. We can buy our dream home together. Exactly, I agreed, knowing the money was already being wired to the trust in the Cook Islands. The trust was structured to pay me $4,000 a month, enough to live on, not enough for Jessica's dreams of luxury. She noticed the Honda. Jessica, what happened to the Tesla? Decided to be more practical, save money for our future. Jessica, you're so responsible. This is why I love you. 2 weeks before the wedding, everything was in place. My net worth on paper, about $40,000 in a checking account and the Honda. Then I did something petty, maybe even cruel, but I needed to know. Hey babe, I said over dinner, I've been thinking about your point about trust. You're right, we should go into this marriage as complete equals. What do you mean? I want to add you to my bank accounts now, before the wedding, because I trust you. Her eyes lit up. Really? Really? In fact, why wait? Let's go to the bank tomorrow. She was practically vibrating with excitement, called her mom immediately. He's adding me to everything. See, I told you he'd come around. Update 2, the next morning at the bank was educational. We sat down with the banker. Jessica was dressed to impress, designer purse, fresh manicure, the works. Banker, so you'd like to add Jessica as a joint account holder? Yes, all my accounts. The banker pulled up my accounts, checking, $40,000. Savings, $0. Jessica's smile faltered. What about your investments? Me, I moved everything around, diversified, most of it's tied up now. Tied up where? Me, various things, retirement mostly, can't touch it for decades. Her face was going through emotions like a slot machine. Confusion, disappointment, anger, back to fake smile. But the house money? Invested in a retirement trust. We'll have great security when we're 65. She excused herself to go to the bathroom. I could hear her on the phone with her mom through the thin walls. No, there's nothing. He says it's all in retirement. I don't know. Maybe he moved it somewhere else. When she came back, she was all smiles again. Well, $40 is a great start for us. That evening, her entire demeanor changed. Suddenly, wedding planning was too stressful. She suggested we postpone. Then came the questions. I've been thinking about finances, she said. Maybe we should have a prenup, just to be clear about everything. But you said, love doesn't need contracts. I know, but I want to understand our complete financial picture. Do you have any other accounts? Offshore, maybe. There it was. Why would I have offshore accounts? That sounds like something from a movie. She got frustrated. Don't play dumb. I know you have money somewhere. I thought you weren't marrying me for money. I'm not, but I have a right to know what my future husband's financial situation is. You do know, I showed you everything at the bank. She stood up, furious. This is bullshit. What did you do with the millions? I thought you said you didn't care about the millions. That you loved me, not my money. Update 3. The mask didn't just slip. It completely fell off. Jessica went nuclear. Called Robert. She'd somehow gotten his number, demanding to know where I'd hidden her money. Robert, bless him, was professional. I can't discuss any client's financial matters without their permission. I'm his fiancé, and without a power of attorney or his explicit permission, I can't share any information. She hung up on him and called me screaming. You think you're so smart? I'll sue you for fraud. Hiding assets before marriage is illegal. We're not married yet. I can do whatever I want with my money. I quit my job for you. You quit your job 2 weeks ago, and I never asked you to. That's when she played what she thought was her ace card. I'm pregnant. I laughed. Actually laughed. Jessica, I had a vasectomy 5 years ago. Try again. Silence. That can be reversed. You could have had it reversed. I didn't. Have a nice life. I blocked her number and checked into a hotel. The next morning, I had 67 missed calls from various numbers. Her mom, her sister, her friends, even her ex-boyfriend, warning me she was coming for everything I had. Then came the lawyer. Not Robert. Her lawyer. Some ambulance chaser who specialized in women's financial justice. He called me directly. Which was stupid. Robert should have been his contact. Mr. Thompson, your fiancé is prepared to file charges for financial abuse and fraud. On what grounds? You deliberately misrepresented your financial situation to induce her into a relationship. I actually had to put the phone on mute because I was laughing so hard. She's the one who refused a prenup. I have text messages of her saying she doesn't care about my money. Those were taken out of context. I have recordings too. I didn't, but he didn't know that. Recordings. In a 2-party consent state. From her social media. Videos she posted herself, talking about how money doesn't matter in true love. Should I send them to you or directly to the court? He hung up. Update 4. A week passed. Radio silence. I thought maybe it was over. Then Robert called. You need to come to my office. Now. When I got there, he had a thick folder on his desk. She's filed a civil suit, breach of promise, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and, this is creative, financial domestic abuse. Financial domestic abuse? She's claiming you systematically impoverished yourself to deny her marital assets she was entitled to. We never got married, hence why I said creative, not smart. The lawsuit demanded $2.1 million, exactly half of what she thought I had. Here's the fun part, Robert continued. Discovery goes both ways. We get to see all her finances too. And, Robert smiled, remember that BMW? It's leased. Her pharmaceutical sales job. She was fired 8 months ago for expense fraud. She's been living on credit cards and her parents' money. The $30K in savings. It's actually $30K in debt. So she targeted me. Oh, it gets better. We found emails between her and her sister planning, and I quote, Operation Goldmine. They researched your net worth, your business sale, everything. There's a whole spreadsheet calculating how much she'd get in a divorce at different time intervals. I stared at the emails. 2 years. 2 years of my life with someone playing a role. What do? We countersue. Fraud, intentional infliction of emotional distress, defamation from her social media posts about you. But here's the thing. She has no assets. So I won't get anything. No, but she won't either. And here's where your trust becomes beautiful. He explained that since the trust was irrevocable and established before any marriage plans, it was completely separate from me legally. I couldn't access it even if I wanted to, except for the monthly payments. And if I couldn't access it, neither could she. The judge will see you as a man living on $4,000 a month with a Honda Civic. That's all she can claim against. Update 5. Court was last week. Jessica showed up in a designer outfit that probably cost more than my monthly trust payment. Her lawyer argued I'd committed financial fraud. The judge, an older woman who looked like she'd seen everything, was not impressed. Judge, Ms. Mitchell, did Mr. Thompson force you to refuse a prenuptial agreement? He manipulated me. How exactly? He made me think he trusted me. So, he agreed with your position that love doesn't need contracts. Jessica's lawyer tried to interrupt. The judge shut him down. Judge, I've reviewed the evidence. A mess. Mitchell, you have text saying you don't care about money, social media posts calling prenups unromantic, your own emails planning how to maximize your take in a divorce, and you're asking this court to award you money from a man who, according to current financial records, has $40,000 to his name. He has millions hidden. Do you have proof? He sold his company 5 years ago. Do you have evidence of current hidden assets? Her lawyer mentioned the trust. The judge looked at Robert. Is there a trust? Robert, there is an irrevocable offshore trust established before my client even met Ms. Mitchell. My client is a beneficiary, not an owner. He receives $4,000 monthly, which cannot be increased or accessed in lump sum even by him. So, even if I wanted to award Ms. Mitchell money from this trust, legally impossible, Your Honor. The trust is administered by trustees in the Cook Islands. It's no different than if his parents had set up a trust for him. The judge's ruling was swift. Jessica's lawsuit. Dismissed with prejudice. Our countersuit. She was ordered to pay $50,000 in damages for defamation and fraud. Jessica screamed. Actually screamed in court. He owes me. I wasted 2 years. Ms. Mitchell, you wasted your own time running what appears to be an elaborate financial con. Count yourself lucky I'm not referring this to the district attorney for criminal fraud charges. Jessica's mom stood up in the gallery. This is injustice. He's hiding money. The judge had her removed. Final update. It's been a month since court. Jessica's been texting from different numbers. First threatening suicide, I called 911 for a welfare check. Then saying she's actually pregnant with someone else's kid, wanting me to step up. Then offering to work things out if I'll share what's mine. Her $50,000 judgment. She filed for bankruptcy within a week. Her mom showed up at my hotel, crying about how I'd ruined her baby's life. Your baby tried to steal millions from me. She loved you. She loved my bank account, there's a difference. The ex-boyfriend she'd cheated on found that out during discovery, reached out. Turns out she'd done similar to him, just on a smaller scale. He was a doctor, she'd convinced him to put her name on his house, then tried to force a sale in the breakup. He'd barely kept his home. You're smarter than me, he said. I fell for it completely. As for me, I'm doing okay. Living simply on my $4,000 monthly. It's actually nice not worrying about money. Weird as that sounds, everything's handled by the trust. Yeah, I basically gave up $1.4 million in taxes and penalties to protect the rest. But you know what? Worth every penny. Watching Jessica's face when the judge explained she was entitled to half of my current $40,000 net worth. Priceless. My attorney Robert says I can start accessing larger distributions from the trust in about 5 years, once everything's settled and there's no risk of claims. Jessica's latest text. From yesterday. You're a sociopath, you planned this whole thing. I responded once. You refused a prenup. I just agreed with you. Love doesn't need contracts. It also doesn't need con artists. Blocked again. Looking back, the red flags were there. How she knew exactly how much my company sold for, it wasn't public. How she pushed for joint finances but never wanted to combine our bank accounts until she thought I had millions in them. How her pharmaceutical sales job never seemed to require actual work. But the biggest red flag. When someone tells you that asking for a prenup means you don't love them. They're saying your money is more important than your peace of mind. To anyone reading this in a similar situation, trust your gut. If someone really loves you, they'll understand wanting to protect both parties. And if they refuse, well, there are legal ways to protect yourself. Just maybe don't be as extreme as me. The trust thing was expensive and complicated. But then again, seeing Jessica realize she'd played herself. That was worth every penny of penalties. She wanted me to prove I loved her by not getting a prenup. I proved she didn't love me by agreeing. Thanks for reading. Gonna go enjoy my Honda and my freedom now.